This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Months. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
Hi guys, Lily here and welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Show. I know some of you might have gone through the character development of silent treatment. That's what we're talking about on this episode. What silent treatment means in a relationship. Karibu, Benjamin.
And yes, we are not meaning treatment like the one in hospital, they're trying to correct something.
Right.
We're talking about being harassed with.
Yes.
So today we are talking about silent treatment to debunk some of the misconceptions. One of them is the person who has gone quiet, I have hurt them. So most people who are being given the silent treatment feel guilty.
Yes.
They start trying to think, to assess their sins.
Yes.
And although men also go silent, in most cases women are passive aggressive, and that is their favorite tool of withdrawing affection.
Yes.
Please, it's a withdrawal of affection. It's not just silent. It's not just the words that are no longer coming. The affection, the attention,
Yes.
the validation is no longer coming. Yes. The house becomes so sick.
Yes.
Off air, I told you that even when I am 98% extrovert and my wife is 98% introvert, at home, who talks more?
The woman.
Yes. Why? The home is her habitat. Women are territorial creatures. And they possess their home the same way a mother spider has a web, that cobweb.
Right.
She knows what is where.
Yes.
Mature women know everything in their home.
Yes.
They know there was a yellow plate.
Yes. And now it's missing.
So I used to think it's a personality thing.
Right.
I realized a matured woman owns her space.
Right.
And I want men, because they kept asking, there's a very terrible weakness of a messy woman. The house is dirty. Everything is everywhere. And it's the man trying to clean up when he comes. They told me, some even send me photos. Look at my house. And she's over seated there watching things on her laptop. And I always tell them, you see, you only looked at the front of the commodity. I always ask other questions that they did not expect. Hey, whether they were sleeping with her before marriage, and nearly always, yes. And they created chemical bonding until they could not read character compatibility.
Where? But you know, Benjamin, I've been wanting to just share this thought. It looks like that's our culture now, sex before marriage. And so when you say that no sex before marriage, it sounds like
outlandish.
You sound like the oddity.
Yeah. Now, let me tell you something. Thank you for bringing up culture. And when you define culture, it just means cultivated practices that have been made common. Agriculture means cultivating the earth.
Right.
Behavioral culture means behaviors that have been repeated until they are normalized. They don't appear strange. They are common among people.
Right.
So, culture did not invent humans. Humans invent culture. Stop making that.
Okay. All right.
Please, which came first?
The man.
Yes.
Right.
Then invented culture. So culture does not dictate what we do. We dictate what it becomes.
Hey, we should stop and do a chorus and like.
Second answer, culture is not universal. You can have a personal culture, family culture, group culture, global culture, country culture.
Right.
So when people tell, and a lady, thank you for bringing that up. That's why we needed a lady around to keep throwing the perceptions from women which we are not seeing.
Right.
Sometimes myself and Kinyash, Brahma, we enjoy ourselves as a man talk. Let me tell you about women, and we look like gossip. So we just wanted somebody to represent the perspectives, because you can feel the pinch.
Okay.
When several men, like 5 of them, walk away after you say no sex before marriage.
Yeah.
Am I right? Where are we? And all of them, I tell you, you are living in a dream. Nobody. So, the mistake they're making when they quote culture is to make you think that culture created you. In actual sense, culture was created by us. So it is shapeable by us. Question 2, which culture? Whose culture? I have a personal culture.
All right.
There are people with many personal cultures. and you can study them through history. And I hope you know that they came to praise Socrates after they had accused him murder for poisoning the youth. Now he is praised by generations later because his personal culture adhered to the truth.
Right.
The national culture adhered to lies.
Oh my goodness.
So truth versus truth, when it is held by few, looks like oddity,
Yes.
weirdness, backwardness, religiosity.
Fanaticism.
Only when people evolve, they come to see this person was right.
Right.
3 answers I want to answer to that. So
Okay.
how you shall respond when they tell you, so which are you on earth?
That's it. Give it to us.
You know? So the first thing, tell them, I do not subscribe as if culture binds me. I bind it. I choose it because I came before it. Next is that I have a personal culture.
Right.
And then there's generational culture, what these people are doing. National culture. We Kenyans, we Nigerians, we Africans. And then we have the third question I want to tell you is that you should be led by convictions more than you're led by culture. Conviction is that belief you believe to be the right, and you're convinced internally and absolutely.
Right.
Culture is a set of practices, convictions are a set of beliefs.
Right.
You shall see practices that conflict with the beliefs, and your spirit refuses. That's why we celebrate all great people.
Because they were unconventional, uncultural.
They went by convictions more than they went by the culture.
Yes.
What was right by them more than what was trending. Nelson Mandela stood by what he believed to be right, including leading only one term, being an African. And he refused, stepped down, saying, I believe this is not, I've done my work.
Yes.
Mother Teresa, just focusing on the poor. Mahatma Gandhi, to non-violent demonstration. All the people we celebrate, although we celebrate them posthumously,
Yeah.
it's because they led by convictions. Do you want to stand out in your generation? Do you want to be remembered for anything?
Yes.
Stand for it even when you are the minority.
Okay.
You and your truth form the majority in the long run.
Okay.
You and your truth will be majority in the long run.
Right.
The current group that is just, this is what guys are doing. This is what guys are doing. So one lady, she was telling me, I feel anxiety now. I don't know, I've been getting bouts of anxiety. She has a child with a man, they're not married. She doesn't know when they're getting married. And I'm asking, so how's your social life? Okay, in this Nairobi nowadays, you just live one day at a time. It's you don't want to rush, marry, but child. So is a child less serious than marry? And so say your anxiety is just your intuition acting up, that you're creating chaos.
Yes.
What if you're just detached from your convictions to flow with the practices that are common? Because here in Nairobi, nothing big.
Yeah.
And I told people sometimes your nervous system is sounding alarms. When you feel lost, doubt, confusion, bouts of depression, sleeplessness, sometimes it's the things you're doing in your life that your nervous system can sense danger.
Yes.
Actually, that's another way to discern people. There's a person when you are around, you are uneasy. For some reason. Nothing you can pick.
Right. Yes. I want now to drive us
Correct,
back to
correct,
the silent treatment
correct.
story, but that was good. That is good.
So the silent treatment, one, we assume that we hurt them. That's why they are silent to us.
Yes.
But I want to give you 3 other scenarios.
Uh-huh.
Because when you believe they hurt you, you take initiative to apologize. So, number 1, you shall know you are not the one on the wrong if you asked what you believe to be a legitimate question, and they responded by withdrawing, by punishing you with coldness, by stopping talking to you, by withdrawing affection, starting to assume you like you are a ghost. And they're moving around, and the only thing talking here is a TV. And they're talking to you by proxy. Go tell your mother.
Yeah.
Ask your father. Yeah. I wonder what will people, what by proxy. You text a long emotional text, they respond with okay and a full stop. Women are notorious for that.
Yes.
Or just K.
It's enjoyable. Revenge.
Exactly.
When someone wrongs you, it's so easy to.
And they're running after you, and you're disinterested. You're letting them wait, and it's ego stroke. So you shall know that you've had them, and then you're confused. They're not giving you information. They're not responding. And sometimes men are confused because they can't trace what they did exactly for her to go quiet. No, there was no incident. We were okay last time we talked. No, you wonder, did a stranger, you know, some people can come from your past.
Yes.
To cook stories to your woman.
Yeah.
And if she's not mature enough, she starts reacting.
Yeah. So now the man is now even trying to guess.
He starts repenting sins by guesswork.
And maybe he might even admit to something that he didn't need to admit to.
Women use it to fish. You're guilty.
It's very good.
You know?
Yeah.
So, and you're not saying all women, you're saying it's common for women being passive aggressive. They can't be the aggressor. And let me remind you, gentlemen don't like conflict.
Yes.
Gentlemen are sincere. When you treat them in silence, they feel it. Bad boys wouldn't feel it, and you would also know it won't work.
Yeah. Yes.
They won't even notice it.
Yes.
They come in the house, you're not talking. Good readers, let me go out to the boys. They'll be back at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
When you are silent in earnest, in sleep. And before you wake up, they're gone again.
Oh no. Yeah.
So the people who are punished with silence are those who don't deserve it.
Oh, that's tragic. Okay.
The ones who actually care, who listen, who pay attention, are the ones who are treated with it. And the stress, when a woman is not talking to you, that house is thick, the atmosphere is tense. It's like election in Kenya.
Yeah, nobody knows anything.
You know,
investors are pulling out.
Watching.
Yeah.
You know,
it's so bad.
It's a man. Let me educate boys more, though men. Women also suffer that, but men are usually confused because gentlemen can't get aggressive with women just anyhow. They use our gentleness against us.
Oh no.
She can insult you, but you don't want to insult back. That's not who you are. Then she's throwing words that are punching you below the belt. Illegal blows.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And you shall know that she is punishing you for nothing when you asked a legitimate question. That text I saw, was it so and so? Then she now reacts. You ask a genuine thing, the money that remained when you spent the other, and you're asking in a polite way.
Yeah.
You call a child mjinga kama babako, or you insult a child after me, or you throw words or something. If I'm asking a legitimate question in the right way and you reacted as a man or the one being offended, don't follow her to apologize. Whenever you apologize for doing what was right, you are giving up your right to do it.
Oh. Whenever you apologize
for doing what is right, you are giving up your right for doing it. You never have. Now you're using your right to question her behavior again.
Oh. Yeah.
You are agreeing to never ask her for accountability.
Yes.
The question I asked, even if I'm the one to break sometimes you want to break the silence. You want to be the mature one.
Yes.
Maybe, you know, when you go silent on each other and it's a family, it's a team, we have other things we're working on, isn't it?
Yes.
Couples are always working on things.
Yes.
Something you're saving up for, a child, they are bringing up other things, social life, duties, responsibilities here. There's always coordination. So some people's silence is actually a blockade of everything.
Yes.
Mature people, when you're not in talking terms, because sometimes it happens as we evolve. I may have hurt you and you're taking time to process. That would be a second point. Right. The first of the things is, even when you're not talking between us, you should not fail to text me about the child I should pick when I'm coming home and this detail that so and so said they've done this and that. The communication about the logistics of our life should never stop.
Yes.
When you block me, that blocking, the blocking on phone, I was telling them it's so immature, and I told men, if she blocks you ever once, never marry her, block her from your life. She has shown you a preview of the torture you're getting into.
Right.
She's very immature. She has a long journey to go. She may be beautiful and charming and all that, because many men are marrying legs, thighs. Oh, I like her. Oh, my smile. Oh, my God. And women know how to hypnotize us. Oh, my God. How's your day? With you? Imagine I was just waiting to hear so I can sleep. And the man is hypnotized.
She's the one. She's the one.
And then she shows you those, she's dressed down now. It's bedroom time. And she's the towel here and those small things. And the man, for lacking insight, he's sucked into sexual energy. And he's carried all the way. Some women hold sex for marriage to know that you run after her. Others make you taste it. And because sex before marriage has no rules, it's how much I want. It's what I can.
It has no rules.
The one in marriage has rules. We can discuss constitutional expectation. The one before is stolen bread. We can't plan about stealing every day. We all know we are violating something.
Right.
Many gentlemen, when they sleep with a woman before marriage, he has given away power because he doesn't want to be told, you just wanted to use me. You are just after using me. So even you, he doesn't want those accusations. So he can marry her just to prove he was sincere. Good men don't sleep with women to maintain their freedom to choose the right woman.
Right.
It's purity is your power as a man. It's your power. We
will do a whole topic on that, because as you speak, I'm getting so many, phrases and culture.
Correct.
Things. Yeah.
And okay, we said the thing you test drive is the character, not the body. You test drive the character, not the body.
Yeah, test drive the character, not the body. I like that. Yeah.
You're going to be affected by the character more than the body. So
yes.
If she keeps quiet because you asked a legitimate question, hold your position until she comes back. If she's taking too long and it is stagnating our logistics, now raise an issue about her blockade itself, not what you had asked her first.
Right.
The third day without talking. So I noticed that since Tuesday, when I was asking about this, it's like your mood changed. It's like you are hurt or something. You are not talking. I was asking what I believe is a legitimate question. Why I rang the bell at the gate so many times and you did not tell me that you are asleep or anything. And I was just wondering, you expected me, whether you are unwell, and then you went silent. Okay, that notwithstanding, now for 3 days we have not talked. This one has not happened. It was supposed to happen. Now we are hosting guests in 3 days. Anything that was coming up and we needed to prepare is not happening.
Yeah.
Where are we? What do you want us to do? Raise that issue of her blockade now, independently.
Right.
If she still ignores you, that's contempt. It's no longer hurt. It's contempt.
Okay.
Now, the real question is, are we still together? Escalate the conflict.
Where? Benjamin, you like escalating?
So, if she still doesn't respond to real issues of life,
right.
we're supposed to make decisions that are coming up about family. And you're no longer talking. What do I do?
We don't want to escalate. Most people don't want to escalate.
Yes, but many families have mark-timed eternally because one person is just manipulative. They use silence to withdraw and all communication is paralyzed. We miss opportunities.
Yeah.
We lose money because you paid and I also paid. We were not talking to the person called the both of us. When you're not united, you get exploited by vultures of this world.
So everyone becomes afraid of the matriarch because if she gets angry, she can go quiet for 10 years.
And then when she says, also you're asking about that money, she responds about the logistics and goes back to her cocoon. Now you can buy your time as a man and then you can do the ultimate punishment. I equip my boys. I don't, my friend.
Hey.
The most important thing you have given that woman is your heart. And if she continues abusing it, withdraw it.
Okay.
The most scary man is a man who has ceased to care.
It's hard, It's hard. For gentlemen, isn't it?
If a week goes, a month goes, and you're being tortured, you can't even concentrate at work. You keep looking at your phone to see whether she's made the balcony, whether she's responded. And a day goes, another one. As a man, the next logical step is to tell your heart, we are not safe here. Stop expecting anything. Hold back. It will be painful, but it is lesser pain. You have taken control back to you. You stop expecting. And you buy a time to see what is next. When she starts acting like it's okay now, we can talk. Now say, no. What is happening? I can't continue paying my heart to a person who is so abusive of it.
Yeah.
Don't resume normalcy before conversation, either with a third party, with a therapist. When a problem happens that you can't stand, don't sweep it under the carpet.
Right.
Again, let your woman know that you love her, but you love yourself, you love peace, you love life, and you not force issues when they are not working.
Right.
There's a depth of abuse you will not be taken to. And that you are always willing to be real, and we can dissolve this when it's no longer working for us. When our child is seeing tension in the house, no happiness, no joy, and we are not talking, What is the child internalizing? That's why children are becoming lesbians and gays, because the marriage of heterosexuals was so painful. Let me try anything else.
Yes.
It's not Hollywood. It's our families that are spreading this thing.
It's not Hollywood.
No. It's our families.
Okay.
We show so much bile and bitterness that children say anything else, not this.
Yes.
The most vocal lesbian here, even who changed her name, said,
Right.
she keeps saying,
Yes.
it was the abuse she saw the mother go through,
True, yeah.
that she decided to become man to defend herself. Why are we not getting the message? We keep pretending. The third situation, when a person goes silent inexplicably, why it is so common, why you see it, is when you're asking questions they cannot answer, and they are not ready to own up. And if they admit it, is very painful to their ego. And women have ego. It's not being discussed, but it exists.
We'll do a show on that.
It exists. Women have a pride, defensiveness,
Yes. that
is very little expounded. So when men encounter it, they are confused. She starts to cry, to throw a tantra, to tell mom, tell this, sulk, rally the children. You know. You see it. And she jumps up. And she starts recalling unrelated issues. You know, a person is just reacting ego when they pull unrelated issues. Quote any form of argument in their favor just to avoid what you say, what they need to answer.
Okay.
Most men just coil and walk out for the sake of peace.
Yeah.
And when they come back, that issue is so contentious, they try to avoid it. So they build a precedence of being silenced. And she learns she can silence him this way. And when you realize a person is escaping responsibility, you shall hard line. Okay, we talked about escalating. Now there's another word. You too take a hard line there.
Right.
When she's not answering the questions she should answer, it means she's not ready to change that behavior. When people don't own up, they can never correct.
Yes.
Please, there's no conversion without correction. If they cannot say, yeah, that was wrong, I can see it now. Now looking at it from that angle, I see it. When you don't see a person swallowing their ego that way, their pride that way, and it's very humiliating. You eat humble pie. It's not sweet.
It's not.
That's why African parents could not apologize to children, because
Never.
it needed swallowing humble pie. They were just egotistical, and they taught the children that way. That's what they inspired. When you learn to tell a child sorry because you stepped on them or you scolded them by mistake, you let that play. Then you learn it's not them.
Yeah.
It's another one. What you do to the one who you punished unfairly? Your mother would bring you a mandazi. That's supposed to be apology for the beating you received.
Yes.
So, silent treatment is very cruel. The third form, it just takes many forms why people withdraw. And many men know that sometimes women who are yet to manage their hormonal cycle can withdraw because they feel agitated and they don't want to talk bad things.
Yes.
When you ask them that they went silent, it's to spare you what they felt like saying.
Yeah. Yes, there's that.
But when you withdraw without notice, it makes me feel like I'm the one who offended you. So if you just want, you should let me know in one way or other that it's not about me, so that I relax.
Right.
If you just retract the same way you usually retract when I offend you, now you're tormenting me. If you just find a way to say you're not in a good mood now, find a way. It's not always directly like that, but when people are in a relationship or marriage, they develop a rhythm. Yes. Some women have that period of the man is very torturous to them, and they can be moody. That part I was educated after I get married. When you get married is also a school, but they don't warn you.
They just give you a certificate. Yay, you're married.
Admission. You get in. And now I know sometimes they can get turmoil or things of not their own fault.
Right.
Just and it varies a lot.
Yes.
People know the physical pain, they don't know the emotional pain.
Yes.
They don't know that you can just feel. But if you're self-reflective, you're matured as a woman.
Yes. You can tell.
Many are not. Many are not self-reflective. Those who are self-reflective can tell. I don't know why I feel. Or you may react with a tone that is just so hostile. I'm feeling that was. And then you should, okay.
What was that? Yeah.
So many men have noticed that with their women and they try to be gentle, but after the period passes, always bring it up. And say, I realized last week I think a little bit irritable because you almost shouted at me of us more when I asked whether the sweater is ironed. I told you it was.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
And then you may struggle. Oh, was it so? If we love each other, we are humble, we care. We notice. Oh, what was happening? Yeah, I remember. I'm sorry about that. So next time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That calms men. You see where you put it. That is very calming.
Yeah.
But it's also very humbling for you. It's not easy.
No.
It's better to stay there and say, to avoid.
Yeah.
It's easier.
Let's not talk about it.
It's easier.
Yes.
And many they withhold sex to use it as a bribe when you are trying to ask for apology. When you're owed apology, you're given another token.
Yes.
And it's supposed to.
Yeah.
And that is indirect. That is very abusive. The last point I want to about silent treatment. If a person shows you that their method, sometimes people are using silent treatment because that's all they know. Whenever they feel hurt, they don't know how to bring up conversations without exploding.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
We said people are delicate in two ways. Delicate as an egg, for their own sake, they might break, or delicate as a grenade. They might explode on you. Some people know they will. If they talk, they'll lose it.
Yes.
So they are waiting to cool down.
Not now.
And they're giving you food when they're facing this way. And they're answering one word.
Yeah.
And when you insist for her to talk, you will ask her quickly to go back to silence.
Yes.
Because the things she will say, you wish you had kept quiet.
Yeah.
This is to say, you shall always, as a man, give it time when she's hurt, and then come address it later as an emotional journey she has to do. Learn to talk when you are displeased. Life is full of displeasure, and you must learn how to calm yourself, work it out, don't take it too personally. And one quick way we found with couples is chatting. Many of them say they lose it verbally on phone, so when they text, they can delete this. Some even have a side place for typing steamy messages and marinating it for a few minutes to read it again and confirm whether that's what they want to say.
I got that from this channel, so I opened a group where I'm the only one, and I got it from you, so that's a good idea.
Yeah,
you type everything when you're feeling like you're boiling.
And they can't see you typing. When you go to the group and there's tension, they know there's a bomb loading. so they're seated there. It disappears. Comes again typing, 1 hour later, it disappears.
Yes.
So you can go to a place of your own.
Yes.
WhatsApp even learned that. Nowadays you don't need a group. You can text yourself.
You can text yourself.
You can chat on the same phone to yourself.
Or you can chat to yourself.
Yes. So that is just like a group of you alone. They realize that need.
Oh.
So
that's very good.
So you can just type to yourself.
Thank you, WhatsApp.
To let it sit there.
Yeah.
Sit, and then you realize this one was too explosive. You turn down.
Yes.
you and then you don't forward. So it does not write forwarded. You copy and paste. Copy paste does not show.
Yes.
So
yes.
And then say, this is what I was saying, and and all that.
Yeah.
Then and when you get married, you realize partners can talk about 5 different conversations simultaneously. One is logistical, one is stressful, the other one is an upcoming issue, the other one is a rumor, the other one is a gossip. And strand, same place. Something you did I didn't like, and something is coming up, and so told me this, and our child behaved this way, and this one we are saving.
That's a lot.
Different strands.
Yes.
Same time. So you can't afford to be dominated by the mood of one conversation. Others that are necessary. What we are supposed to do this weekend is coming up. The weekend is approaching. There's a preparation needed. Make this call. Prepare.
Yes.
There's a maturity needed in marriage that I see people rushing out of emotion. Yes.
Okay. I want to talk about compensation as we wind up.
Yes.
What if the compensation is actually so sweet that, when someone has been very silent and then something ensued there, and then instead of apologizing, they overcompensated and you loved it? What's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's important. Thank you for bringing it up. So that the one who was treated with the silence is later rewarded so well.
Yes.
Especially if you have been kept on a tight budget, a tight quota. The men who are operating with once a month.
At a tight budget. Tight budget.
So, and there was a windfall after the silent treatment.
And they're even thanking God because that had been a prayer item.
The dopamine, you know, we call it makeup sex, the reconciliation sex, and
Yes.
because it's usually coming from a point of stress, it's usually very explosive,
Steamy.
you know, and it's coming from a place. Let me warn men in particular.
Even women need it, but
Yes.
sour.
Now that we are balanced, I can defend my side.
Sour. But I know women are
I
suffering.
know a lot. I know it.
Yeah.
But many times when a person is doing another behavior rather than dealing the issue, what they're doing is they're conditioning you to accommodate that, looking for the reward, because the reward does not promise correction. Take responsibility. Break down what happened. What were you thinking when you did that? You get it?
Yeah.
If I whip the child wrongly, instead of saying sorry, I give them a plate of food.
Yes.
And now they learn to, it's okay. Even when I whip them, I will learn. I'm conditioning them for abuse. Let me tell you that what you're brought up is actually the psychology of abuse. Abusers are not bad every day.
No.
Most of them, if they were bad every day, you would have no dilemma. You would just leave.
Yeah. There's no dilemma. Right.
You'd have actually, those people who told you about the torture they're going through, and all of it is bad. You asked a very obvious question. So, in face of all these, what are you still waiting for?
Yeah.
But it's because there's a sweet moments mixed in, good days, and all this. So that good moment that comes from abuse, the next thing you should, after abuse, the next thing you shall do is hold the treatment, reject it, control yourself.
Reject.
Yes.
Not take it and then go.
No. Reject it and say we still have a pending issue. If I hurt you and instead of saying sorry, I bring you what you like. You like chicken from KFC, and instead of saying I bring you a pack of it.
This is what men do. The guy will say, and he knows you've always wanted to go to Maldives. That's the time he'll come with it. How will I reject a trip?
When you can mix the conversation with the trip. We go there, then I pick up where we left. Thank you for the trip, but while we were back at home, this is what you did. What was that?
But if I bring it up, the Maldives will be pulled off the table.
Now, we are saying, don't allow the carrot, the dangling carrot, to keep you going with issues that are piling up. Otherwise, what will result is resentment. What will result is cognitive dissonance. Cognitive is the difficulty to reconcile this person is this bad,
Yes.
being the same person is this good, forcing you to question your reality. Whether you are insane, you are judging them wrongly.
Yes.
That's why people keep asking it to you. Tell me, am I crazy? This person did this, this also did. They are being given opposite polarities that their brain cannot reconcile.
Yes.
By nature, your brain cannot conceive negatives. If I tell you not to think of an elephant, by measuring of the elephant,
You are making me think of it.
even if I say a yellow elephant, which is fictional,
Yeah.
actually you will paint it.
Yes. I can see it very clearly now.
If I give you a nice romantic trip after a very uncaring treatment, and you accept it, what have you done? What will you tell your brain? Is this person good for me or bad for me?
I don't know.
Exactly. It is that you should never move past a problem, even if you're moving to a good thing, before you solve it. Unless they're telling you, I want us to discuss this in a better environment. So it's a facilitation to discuss.
Yeah.
But if you know it's a buy-off, don't sell.
Guys, I hope you're as shaken and revived and all those positive things as I am. Thank you for watching. It's been a wonderful episode. See you next time.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Months. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work